Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Gary, and today I wanted to talk a little bit more about creativity. I know Ezra and I talked about it before, but I just wanted to, I think it's important to talk about my own story with it and my own journey with creativity. And so I'm going to be reading a lot out of my favorite book of all time in the entire world is Women Who Run with the Wolves. And there's a whole chapter in here about nourishing the creative life. So I have been an artist now for almost my entire life. And I won a lot of awards in high school, and I remember back then I just wanted to do art all the time. That's all I wanted to do. And my art was in shows, and I even got selected. Somebody, an art director for the movie Speak, found my art in a show, and I actually did the artwork for a movie. Kristen Stewart was the main actress, and I was the artist doing the artwork that she was supposed to be doing in the movie. Anyway, around that time, I got distracted, and I just I didn't stop doing art completely, but I was kind of passing up opportunities that were coming my way. And because I wanted to be with like a boyfriend or whatever at the time. And so college comes around, and it takes a long time for me to graduate. And again, because I'm distracted. And I do get my art degree, and I have an art show, and it's really awesome, and I'm really proud of myself for it. And then I stop doing artwork altogether. I get married, I move to a different state, and I leave that creative life for about 10 years. And anybody who knows me knows that I loved art. I was a really talented artist, and I just came to a point in college where I just didn't enjoy doing it anymore. And so I thought that meant that I shouldn't be doing it. And so fast forward, about 10 years to about, I don't know how many months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I am in the middle of my spiritual practice. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing all of this work on myself. I'm kind of in the cave, if you will. And my amazing spiritual coach and mentor she challenges me to do art every single day for the 40 days that Venus is in retrograde. And I think this was back in February. And I said, okay. And so I did art every single day for 40 days, except for one day. I didn't do any art one day. And I started to remember who I was again. I started to remember who the person was that created all of the time. And then after those 40 days, I kind of did it off and on. And then I started doing art with my best friend Ezra, who you've seen here on the channel. We do this channel together. We're both really creative people. And he started doing his art. And he started to experience a lot of success with it. And he just up and started drawing one day and put his stuff out there. And I thought it was the coolest, most brave thing. And I was like, if this is not the universe telling me that this is what I need to be doing, then I don't know what is. So I started doing it, and I started drawing, and I started putting out there that I wanted to work on commissions, and I really started to remember who I am. It's like it was the process of coming back to myself. And all this time I'm thinking I'm learning how to meditate you know, in my spiritual journey that's, you know, been happening for the past about 5 years now. And then I realized I've been meditating all along. Drawing is my meditation. Creating is my meditation. And so now it's something, the way I feel about it now is I have to do it. I want to do it. I have to do it. And so other things kind of get pushed aside from work stuff, but other things get pushed aside because I have to create now. And the universe has been telling me, there have just been signs that I know I'm on the right path. And so I just wanted to talk about this idea of when you hit a certain point in your creative journey, no matter what you're creating, there will be a time where it will feel like you maybe don't enjoy it anymore. And sometimes it is really, really hard. It's hard to sit down sometimes, even though there are times where you love it, there are times where I love it. It is really hard sometimes to sit down and make yourself do it. And so one of the things that Clarissa Pinkola Estes says is, it is the love of something, having so much love for something, whether a person, a word, an image, an idea, the land, or humanity, that all that can be done with the overflow is to create. It is not a matter of wanting to, not a singular act of will, it is solely a must. So we're all creators, and we all have this energy that needs to be let out somehow. And so creation is one of the things that we were born to do. And so all of this overflow, it's like any true artist knows that they are just the vessel. I'm just the vessel. Like I feel that's what in the zone is, or being focused, or in the flow is. It's like I'm doing this thing, and it's almost like it's not even me doing it. I'm just like the vessel for this spirit or this creation that's like coming out. And so it's something I just have to do. And so when you find that thing, that is the sign that that's what you should be doing. Not when you come up to a wall and there's a cycle to everything. There's a cycle to everything, even the creative life. I know she talks in here about the life, death, life cycle. There's a life, death, life cycle to everything, even the creative life. So you will experience little deaths in your creative life. Maybe you know, the evolution of what you create changes from when you started to when you end, right? It's all about the process, not about the end result. And so that'll change as you change. And so sometimes you might have to experience little deaths or endings in order to experience new life. So don't quit. Do not quit. That just means you need to take a rest. And she also says, if you've lost focus, just sit down and be still. Take the idea and rock it to and fro. Keep some of it and throw some away, and it will renew itself. You need do no more. So do not quit. And so the other thing that I want to say here too, as I kind of touched on it a little bit, is she says a woman must be careful to not allow over responsibility or over respectability to steal her necessary creative rests, rifts, and raptures. She simply must put her foot down and say no to half of what she believes she should be doing. Art is not meant to be created in stolen moments only. So you make it a priority. When I first started getting into this, I was like, I have so many things to do. I have so many things to do for work. I have things to do for social media. I have all these things that I want to do. But then I'm learning, no, art every single day. This is what I'm supposed to be doing every single day. Get it in. Even if something else falls by the wayside that isn't as important, fine, it'll get done eventually. But a lot of times I was using that as an excuse to not do what I know that I'm supposed to be doing, even though I love doing it. So don't make excuses. Don't should all over yourself. And then just start. Just do it. I think this idea of perfectionism washes over a lot of people, including me, where I'm like, I have to have this, like, I used to have the mindset of I have to have something amazing to put down on paper. But again, now you're focused on the results. The process is the purpose. What you're actually physically doing, that is what it's all about. And so stop worrying about the end results. And who cares about what the end result is anyway? And so she says, begin. This is how to clear the polluted river. If you're scared to fail, I say begin already. Fail if you must. Pick yourself up. Start again. If you fail again, you fail. So what? Begin again. It is not the failure that holds us back, but the reluctance to begin over again that causes us to stagnate. If you're scared, so what? If you're afraid something's going to leap out and bite you, then for heaven's sake, get it over with already. Let your fear leap out and bite you so that you can get it over with and go on. You'll get over it. The fear will pass. In this case, it is better if you meet it head on, feel it, and get it over with than to keep using it to avoid cleaning up the river. And then protect your time. This is how to banish pollutants. And as far as getting distracted, you know, there's a story in here about a woman getting distracted. And I forget I think it's the red shoes. It's a very good story. And because sometimes living a creative life is really hard. It's a lot of work. And sometimes it's easier to get distracted and head in a different direction, or find, in my case, it was men for me. I latched onto a guy, and like it was just so much easier to do that. But it's, in the long run, it's not easier to do that, because I ended up losing myself in the process. I ended up abandoning myself in the process. And so she says, these negative complexes are banished or transformed. Your dreams will guide you to the last part of the way by putting your foot down once and for all, and by saying, I love my creative life more than I love cooperating with my own oppression. I'm going to read that again. I love my creative life more than I love cooperating with my own oppression. Whew. And I knew I was cooperating with my own oppression for the past 10 years. I knew it. But I thought I could run from it, and I thought I could escape it, and it turns out I couldn't. But now life is so much better because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I've known that I am supposed to be doing since I was young. Protect your creative life. Craft your real work. Lay out nourishment for the creative life. And so I think that is it. Really, this entire book is so good, but I wanted to really talk about creativity because I have experience with quitting and then coming back. Don't quit. Take a rest. Take a vacation. Do something different. But don't quit, because that's not what you were meant to do. So know that this is a process. The process is the purpose. There is beginnings and endings with every single cycle in your life and our lives. It's nothing but cycles. And learn to enjoy what it is you're doing right now, and let it just transform into what it's supposed to. And you don't know what it's supposed to transform into, and that's okay. You're not supposed to know. So, women who run with the wolves, read the book. Even if you're a man, this also I think applies to men. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or maybe what you do for your creative life, or if you have an experience that's similar to mine where you left it for a while, you got distracted, maybe thought that you weren't supposed to be doing that, and you came back to it. So that's it. Thank you all for your time and for watching. Again, I'm Garre, and vibe high, friends.